Hey guys, Tightrope here bringing you a 2v2 today. We are on Crossing in the Woods. Left today spawning in the north we have Pervitin playing as US forces and immediately going for Infantry. Teaming up with him is NiteNite, also as US forces, who has Infantry, Urban Assault and Heavy Cavalry. From the south we have 130th Panzer playing as OKW, immediately going for Overwatch. And Teitoku playing as Ostheer, going for Jaeger Armour. In terms of rankings here, Allies random team both around rank 30, up against Axis random team around rank 110. Okay, looks like an early 2-on-1 on the right hand side from the Axis. No machine gun start from Teitoku. Going for a sniper. Very strong map for the snipers, especially against US forces. On this map, you know, very small map for 2v2, almost impossible to flank. Not really many places to hide through the center of the map either against the sniper, so a real nightmare to deal with as US forces, especially with Pervitin already having locked into infantry, and NiteNite doesn't have any Pathfinder commanders either, so yeah, that's a good call from Teitoku, early sniper, and there's not much the WS team can do about it really. Just try and hide, maybe early mortar, just smoke everything. But it's going to be tough. Pervitin a little bit slow there, moving off after getting that sandbag down. Looks like the Allies repositioning here, but probably should have been able to cap a bit more of this territory, Pervitin, honestly, with no opposition on his side of the map. Did get some nice wire and tank traps up, though. Sniper picks a shot and then has to retreat, though. No screening infantry, and early retreat there from Teitoku. Doesn't quite have enough munitions, even if he wanted to put down a mid bunker at this stage. This one coming out to the side, but still very low in health. Lieutenant coming in from the side here. Not upgrading the bazooka though, but looks like 130th has forgotten about this. Now going to expose the rear arm of the Kubel to the Lieutenant close range. Lieutenant not chasing down for the kill though. I think he could have probably got it there if he just chased. Big mistake. Gets away. So split on the officers, one captain, one lieutenant. 50 cal from NiteNite. Do have the option of maybe sharing the healing as well. If one of these guys went for the ambulance. Pretty close space spawns on this map. But maybe they're both going to go for the fast light vehicle. Nope, Pervitin. Gonna go for the ambo now. Will of course delay an anti-air half-track if that's what he's going for. So 130th going quite light on the infantry with that Ku wagon, going for an early machine gun. And NiteNite going for an ambo as well. They are a random team, but it's a bit of a shame. Especially if you're up against a sniper, you kind of have to get a light vehicle as US forces on this map. So both players delaying their light vehicles, going for ambulances first, is really going to hurt the WS team. 5 kills so far for the sniper, about to get another one here. Oh, not quite.
Opponents are seizing a sector. It's ready to use. I got orders, boys.
So far, pretty even split on the map overall. Got the 50 cal pushing up, and anti-tank gun for Pervitin, so he's not planning to get the anti-air half-track. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Kuwagen sneaking in with the detection on, saw the 50 cal and got out of there fast. Sniper just getting shot after shot on these riflemen. Nowhere to hide for them at this stage. And Pervitin does have a pretty immobile style as well with the M1919s. So it makes them even more susceptible. Because at least with, you know, if you're using smoke to counter the sniper, then usually with riflemen, you know, you're good in close quarters compared to the grenadiers, and then you can win those close quarters fights. But if you upgrade with the M1919s, you don't win the close quarters fights by that much. So running through the smoke isn't to your advantage as much as usual compared to double bars. But historically, this is a pretty strong map for LMGs. Okay, a bit of destroy cover coming in over here. Early breakthrough package. Just completely opening up the sight lines through the center. Eventually, probably going to get the elephant, so clearing off this for the elephant. Probably going to pay dividends later on. Got a mortar half track for Pervitin. Okay, I can see it. So far hasn't got that close to 3 command points, so still ages away from the M1919s anyway. And okay, mobile observation post setting up shop in the center. And charging ahead, just getting a snare off. Need a 50 cal here to get some suppression going, but it's currently quite far away, up to nothing for NiteNite, who also locks into infantry and also goes for a mortar half track. Well, the indirect fire could be pretty strong against the mobile observation post. Could end up being a decent option, but at the moment the WS team, I imagine, bleeding a tremendous amount of manpower. Horrible kill-death ratios for both of them. Good dodge on the rifle made, but ends up getting suppressed by the machine gun. Trying to stick around here, let the mortar half-tracks get some work done, but in the process just losing rifle model after model. An infantry support gun now for 130th as well. It's going to work on these double 50 cals. Sniper coming into the center as well. Could even be worth going for a double mortar half track, and there we go. Pervitin's actually opting for that. I think that's a good choice actually. Red Echelon out in the open taking some big hits. Got M1919s for NiteNite. Jaeger lights over here now. Rifleman getting very low, sprayed down by the Kubel. Able to complete the decap at least. The squad out on negative cover still. Ends up retreating there.
Waiting orders.
Mortar half tracks haven't hit anything yet. 0 kills, very little veterancy. Running off to this side of the map, right as the engagements are starting back up in the center. Bad positioning of that by Pervitin. It's just like one squad over here. He left his rear echelon out on the road. Half track gets a pretty good hit there though. But meanwhile through the center, rifleman just getting slaughtered by the sniper machine gun combo. What half track of NiteNite though coming in to assist. No chase down. Sounds like he's got a M1919 on the captain as well. Half track decrewing that though. Grenadiers try and jump on it. Quite risky when you're under rifle fire, and he ends up losing the Grenadier, jumping back on the weapon. Or half track still hammering down. Focus fire from the rifleman. Oh, he just stood still and shot a little bit earlier. Might have got the decro again. We couldn't have done anything about it though, that far back. Just force a bit more manpower in. 50 cal coming around the corner here, getting some nice suppression done, but is that a second ISG now? 430th. Our observation post getting stuck in over here. Where are these mortar half tracks? Here they come now. Pack though, firing off a shot, missing. The flare spotting, and the AT gun of Pervitin knocking out that mobile observation post. Teitoku may be getting a bit tunnel visioned. Didn't notice that. But yeah, you know my position about equipping M1919s. Usually put them on the rifleman before the captain. Captain, try to leave it as a run and gun squad till a bit later in the match. Is charging ahead, but was backed by the rifleman. Still have the half tracks in a relevant position here. Allies doing slightly better on the VPs at this stage. The double model half tracks forcing the retreats quite quickly. And here come the Panzer Grenadiers in close. Bit of smoke out here from NiteNite trying to get something going. Maybe trying to kill off the Kubel, but out in the river, taking massive damage from the stern pyros. Eventually retreating. Smoke wearing off there. 6 kills for NiteNite's mortar half track. It's getting some good work done. 2 kills meanwhile for Pervitin combined. She's barraging out the back, but they're not hitting too much. Probably going to lose this one, closing the distance. Oh, the 50 cal suppressing anyway. Okay, trying to put down a base over here, a bit risky. Officer dropping the artillery, forcing the machine gun forwards. Rifleman a little bit inactive to the side here for NiteNite. Echelon getting around the corner. Maybe sees the base now, getting a spray or two of damage on it. But the rifleman just didn't move that whole time to get out of the arc of that machine gun. Big mistake from NiteNite. 50 cal decrewed as well. Looks like he's getting overwhelmed. And it's going to get knocked out. Sherman in the build for NiteNite though. It's going to be a fast Sherman. Half tracks barraging away. Back into the mobile observation post with the half track. Kubelwagen just about speed running his way to Vet 5. Pretty impressive. He's had a couple close calls on it. Remember, that could have probably died to the lieutenant if it just chased in that early engagement. Now he's paying the price for not getting that kill. Texture mode on that Kubel is just so irritating to deal with, especially on a very small map like this. It's just you can't hide from it. Major artillery out the back, forcing the observation post away. 50 cal decrewed out the back again by the double ISGs. Try to push through the center here. With the mortar half tracks nearby, should be able to force away this machine gun quite quickly. Another quick look at the KD. Still pretty terrible for the Allies. 28 kills now for that sniper. Need to be a bit more aggressive with their mortar half track plays, I think. Well, specifically Pervitin. M7B1 self-propelled howitzer on station and ready for action. Some decent hits in here though. Allies are still doing well on the VPs, but eventually this manpower bleed is going to catch up with them. Sherman's on the field for NiteNite. Looks like it's already taken some damage, maybe forced off for repairs. Coming through the center now, where we get the pack right there. the flares up. AT gun pushing in, looking for the double mortar half tracks. Oh, and they're firing up some phosphorus there. It's an interesting choice. Not a bad idea. Maybe one of them to fire phosphorus, the other one with the high explosive. Decent way of nullifying the half track, since it can't heal up, it can only reinforce. And there we go. Ends up getting a decoy on the machine gun. Sherman right there, but takes a Raketen shot, has to back off. Lieutenant maybe going to jump on the MG, looking for the steal. But with the double Volkswagen is there, decides not to go for it. Pyro's going to jump on. No grenades for NiteNite. Oh, but the Pyros lose a model. They can't jump on the gun. Mortar half tracks hammering down over here. It looks like the Axis at the moment going to hold on to this machine gun. Mortar half tracks still just hammering away at this position. And then dropping a time fuse as well. Jumps on the gun. Looks like he's going to get out of there with it as well. ISG's now returning fire, barraging the mortar half tracks. 1919's coming in from the side, but the sniper's still there. 39 kills. Sherman again taking damage. Hasn't got much work done with that fast Sherman, really. It's been pretty well handled by just the single Raketen. Backing off. The mortar half tracks are doing well for the Allies, but once those Axis mediums start to arrive, it's going to be much harder to keep them alive. We've got the first one hitting the field now for 130th. Teitoku a bit further behind, having built a couple half tracks. Hasn't upgraded the spotting scopes on this yet. But it is vetted up. And NiteNite doesn't really have the best answer to this OKW Panzer IV. He's got the one Sherman, but no bazookas that I'm aware of. He's gone for the Priest as well. Doesn't have access to any tank guns, so he's going to have a hell of a time dealing with this P4. Managed to push down onto the fuel there briefly. Axis capping in the center. Snare out. Just about vet up on the Kubel. If he stayed in there, might have been able to get it just then. Panzer IV going in, looking for some extra damage. Here comes the Sherman though, and penetrates. Ambo over here a little bit exposed. Sherman getting some really good frontal armor pins though. Good fortune. Otherwise 130 might have even come in for the Ambo kill. The opportunity was there. Okay, and there we go. Got the Jackson on the field for Pervitin. Kills off the MG finally after decoying it. And I think it's going to be quite important for the WS team to keep their majors alive. They need the vision from that, I think, to win this fight. Both from the long range from Vet and from the recon planes. A bit of a push here. I think he got in rifle nade range with that rifleman. Didn't pull the trigger on it though. And just a mass retreat there from NiteNite. He's focused on the Raketen. And he's going to get the steal on that here. Well done. Oh, ISGs might have something to say about that. No. Getting away alive. So that's good news because he needed that extra anti-tank to help handle the Panzer IV. Priest Wing, I didn't mention it. 4 kills. Decent start. Oh, but the Major dead for Pervitin. Stunning the captain there. Oh, but the mortar half tracks getting some big damage. No switch on the focus fire for the captain. There he goes now, and he gets the sniper kill. Huge for Pervitin, really. I imagine that sniper was maybe close to 50 kills at this stage. Just wailing on the US troops. And there we go. priest into the base, knocks out a grenadier back there. Ouch. Interesting. The medic crawlers healing the grenadier crawlers. I don't think I've noticed that before. So some really big pickups there for the WS team. Sniper and green wipe. Brumbear first for Teitoku, pretty common on this map. But his infantry looking quite weak now. Might have trouble keeping it safe against this Jackson. These infantry support guns doing okay. They get hit by some phosphorus. 9 kills, 7 kills, both hitting up quite fast. Recon plane in the air. Before blitzing around the corner, and that probably saved his life. Activating the blitz there, that extra bit of speed, got out of range of the Raketin very quickly. And NiteNite never built that anti-air half-track, so nothing to shoot down this recon plane. 130th also with sector assault planes, so in this state, NiteNite with the Raketin could consider just going for the anti-air, because otherwise it's going to be just a massive issue for them all game. And there we go, we got the planes, the vision providing out the back, just got to command points for that, and all of a sudden he shot up from 12 to 14 command points just like that. The priest dies out the back, and they've got all these vehicles out here about to take some passes. I don't think the allies have really noticed this. Could be losing their units very shortly. Okay, they're moving the ambo now, but here comes... Ooh, ambo just dodging the attack plane. Rifleman dead over here for NiteNite. Recon plane has worn off now though, so they are a bit safer. Move the ambo forwards of the howitzer barrage of 130th. But yeah, if I was NiteNite, 100% I would be building an anti-air half-track right now. Can't allow that to happen again. Big loss on that priest. Brumbear, all time on target. And that knocks out the Howie real fast. So probably 130 should have had the... Ooh! Should have had the read that he was up against US Forces infantry with the M1919s with the mortar half-track. Knowing that the howitzer was a bad option against that. And never built the howitzer. Half-track down, Panzer IV down. Looks like some good fortune on those shim penetrations. Stacking up, combining with that Raketin, close to Vet 2 now. But did lose that mortar half-track. Bit of a shame. Rebuild on the priest. Oh boy, stunned the mortar half-track. And down that goes. Is that all the mortar half-tracks dead now? Didn't notice Pervitin's. Oh, looks like, how did it die all the way back there? It must have been the planes. Now we've got this observation posts causing trouble, providing crazy vision. I've been coming in from the side here with the Jackson supports. Pack looking to return fire, but why are the riflemen not shooting at that? They're shooting at the Panzer Grenadiers instead. Vet on the Brumbear now. It'll be flak base doing some work over here. Got some major artillery dropped on it, or maybe on the machine gun. So it's dropped on the base. Grenadiers down over here though for Teitoku. ISG's decrewed. But early retreat, doesn't want to lose any more manpower to that Brumbear. Am I still doing well on the VPs? 130 points up. Good amount of damage onto the Schwer, but nothing really to follow up, and the Sternpire is going to repair that off nice and smooth. Looks like Priest has barraged once, hasn't done much with it though. Here comes the Priest. Okay, he's trying to knock out the Schwer. But yeah, thanks to those repairs, I think it should survive this. Doesn't have enough munitions for a time on target. That would probably seal the deal, but currently not an option. And without them on the half tracks now, a bit harder for Pervitin. Has got that Scott. Bunker buster here on the AT gun, but oh, does get the D crew. Pervitin just ran off to the side there. Would have been fine. He kind of ran forwards and then ran around. So he did a right click with the AT gun. Now we'll look at this. Pack trying to finish off the D crew weapon, but now maybe could pay the price for that. Under pressure from these double riflemen, the Jackson getting some really big hits on the Boombear. Recrew on that though. AT grenades. Okay, here it comes. Boombear on one shot, but the Pack's there. Is the Jackson going to be able to finish the job? He might lose vision of it. Don't know if that was a proper shot. Pack decrewed again. MG destroyed by the artillery. Trying to kill this off with his own weapon there, but Teitoku quick to jump back on it. For getting aggressive on this side. Okay, is that a rebuild on the model half track for NiteNite? That's interesting. Axis getting close to the combo again. Sector Assault just about ready for 130th. NiteNite, I think, making a big mistake not building an anti-air half-track, and probably about to pay the price for it here. Recon plane up for Teitoku. Ooh, that was a close call. The kit nearly finishing off the P4. And the Priest barraging out the back here could actually catch the P4. Ooh, close one. Doesn't look like it's going to hit. Mortar half track getting out of there. The Priest just missing every shot. Okay, he's dropping the planes, but the recon plane's about to expire. Might only get through for one pass. And the Jackson's on the move, trying to dodge away. Oh, the Scott nearly dying. Good movement from Pervitin though, getting out of range. And there we go. The major artillery looks like finishing the job. Schwerpan's headquarters dead. So NiteNite building another Sherman. I suppose, you know, that's fair at this stage. You're not going to have to deal with that combo for another few minutes again. But if it is next unit is not an anti-air half-track, I don't know what to say then. So 130th, getting the next truck out. I imagine going to be looking for a King Tiger next. Do also have the option of going for a walking Stuka though. Already has quite a lot of popcap tied up in these double ISGs though for indirect fire, so might struggle to afford that. Meanwhile, Teitoku, a lot of fuel but not enough manpower for the elephant. Deciding to rebuild the sniper. So it's got a big slowdown on the elephant. I was calling that AT gun, still ticking. Priest barraging over here. Maybe didn't know that he's already killed that off. Whatever, getting going. Jaeger lights providing the long-range vision. Jumps in to jam the capture. Still about a 130 VP lead at this stage for the Allies. There's out a smoke nade, a bunker buster on the machine gun out the back. Jackson coming in from the side, but we do have the pack right there. Scott all the way out to the side, not in range to start barraging here. Oh, sniper! Oh, that was a close call. Light cover, I think, saving the day there. Big hit from the P4. Okay, a priest now for Pervitin. Interesting. Also a recon pass as well. Guessing this is going to be the target. Nope, maybe going to go for the double ISGs. NiteNite's priest quite slow vetting up at this stage. Oh, and another howitzer for 130th. This is a really bad idea. Why would you do this? You're up against double infantry. It's just going to die to the artillery again. Build a walking Stuka. Walking Stuka could be tearing up right now. This is a really bad idea for 130th. Sherman coming in here. Bit of pressure on the Raketin. Can't quite get it low enough to force the retreat though, so Sherman's still tentative. Bit of artillery on the far side. That's time on target. Bit of a waste of munis, but just force these units to move slightly off to the side. Suppression kicking in though. So it does kind of work out. Such a big vision advantage for the Axis with the Jaeger lights, with the mobile observation post. Tough to deal with on such a small map like this. Nowhere to hide for the Allies. Priest still barraging the area that the truckers died. NiteNite, you know, the recon pass from Pervitin earlier probably revealed this. Still barraging it though, big mistake. Ooh! Huge shot out the back there from the Howie. First shot, I think. Knocks out a rifleman. Ambo in some trouble. Getting some pretty good scatter there. Oh, Raketin decrewed. Oh, that's a big mistake from NiteNite. Scott gets the kill, but NiteNite not paying attention. The Scott dodging, but so slow. Just sat in front of the Raketin for 3 shots, no dodge. Don't remember if he had vet for smoke or not, but just nothing. Such slow reactions from NiteNite. Probably paying attention to his base that's getting barraged by the howitzer, but that's a monumental blunder. Raketin and Scott dead. Now I've got the elephant rolling onto the field for Teitoku. Feels like the tide is turning against the Allies. Okay, here we go. Big damage in. T-gun going to get decrewed. Jackson coming in from the side. Elephant facing the wrong direction. 1919 riflemen holding their ground well here. Kills off the decrewed weapon. Good idea from Pervitin. Has a 4 meanwhile. Oh! Kind of baiting the Shermans in to the elephant. Smoke on this side stopping the Jackson coming in for any damage. Recon plane out for Teitoku. AT gun pushing in quite deep. But that smoke, I think, jamming the vision of the allies, doesn't set up for any damage. And then setting up a bunker buster. AT gun in some trouble. Does get away though. He's capping at least. Oh, the Scott goes down to the elephant. Big snipes here from the Axis. Have to wonder how different this would be right now if we had a recon plane shot down. Probably wouldn't have had vision. Big hits there. Is that from the Priest? Priest of NiteNite perhaps. Double ISGs both decruit. Sherman coming back in for the Panzer IV. Not unprioritized vehicles though. I'm wasting some shots. Brumbeer pushing through the center. The Elephant also coming in. Got double time on targets. Oh, and the Elephant takes a hammering. Drove right into it. But none of them are targeting the howitzer, so it's going to stand for quite a long time. Getting another barrage going, this time onto Pervitin's base, and there is a lot of stuff back here. Already up to 10 kills. What's that off for just one barrage? Using the air burst, which I don't know about. Don't know if I'm that big of a fan of. Just doesn't have the one-shot kill potential on the infantry compared to the regular barrage. So a pretty good VP lead for the allies, but they're falling behind on army size, especially NiteNite. Bit 3 on the Brumbeer. Panzer IV pushing in. NiteNite without the support of the Raketin. He's really struggling against that Panzer IV and just decided to continue to build the Shermans instead of switching off to the Jackson, which I think is a big mistake. You know, he's already got the anti-infantry handled with the Priest and the Scott. There we go, taking that out with the creeping barrage. In fact, that's a double barrage. Pervitin's Priest also barraging. So how he did. Speaking of dead, Brumbeer with the bunker buster taking out the AT gun. Sherman on the move. The other Sherman occupied currently. Panzer IV pushing in. And the other Sherman gets very low. NiteNite maybe could even get pushed here. Oh my god! One hit there basically. He was very clumped up on the light cover. Asking for trouble in front of that OKW Panzer IV. Okay, this time a switch off to the walking Stuka. I think that's a reasonable choice. Not as good now though, because NiteNite has, you know, lost his double machine guns that he had when I suggested it earlier. And again, they're going to call in the double planes. The Allies not making any responses, and now the Priests could be in some big trouble here. Don't think they've noticed. Priest still alive. Luckily the damage getting split between the vehicles. But oh my god, Pervitin starts a barrage from inside the danger zone. Box Grenadier is dead. Panzer IV pushing in here against the double Sherman tanks. Sherman spinning around though, backing off, doesn't get an opportunity for the kill shot. Scott's still hanging in there just. Oh, the Priest doesn't, and the Major dies as well. Oh man, this is just so frustrating. Oh boy, lost his Major over here now as well. And the Lieutenant? NiteNite is just tossing this game right now. But Pervitin, the one who never built the anti-air half-track, definitely to blame as well. On target dropped again, but didn't really hit too much, it looks like. Double M1919s on the rear echelon though. Perhaps the repairs out the back. Can't do much against the Brumbear though with those rear echelon. Axis have closed the gap a bit. Now only 70 VP's the difference. Rebuild on the rifleman for NiteNite. I wonder if he's just going to go for another Sherman here, just go all in with the medium pressure and try to get some big flanks going. I don't think we've seen many mines go down from the Axis, so they would perhaps be vulnerable to that kind of play, saving and spending all their munis on the off maps, leading to no mines. Sherman's on high explosive here, not really able to fight back against the Panzer IV. Jackson not really getting any damage done, allows the Elephant to come through. Got the Priest barraging this area though. Could be nasty with those piles constructing. Looks like maybe overshooting the mark. Double snares, but it's not quite enough to get the engine crit on the Elephant. Beaten with the double Priest now, actually. I didn't notice that. Oh, here we go. Bit of action. Double Panzer IVs. And double Shermans against the Panzer IV with the Raketten there. NiteNite decides not to go in any deeper, which is understandable. Here we go, walking Stuka into the base. This could be nasty. Close call on that rifle squad. Oh boy. MG42 dead over here, I'm guessing, to the Brumbear bunker buster. Slowly but surely, these US players losing all of their infantry. Interesting call here. NiteNite going for bars. Ostheer M1919s. Didn't realize he even ticked weapon racks. There's a 4 here, gets a nasty hit. Rear echelon hanging on. Kitten's way out the back though. Double Sherman's standing their ground. The Axis continuing to hold on to the VPs. Not too far off taking the lead now. Here we go, Jackson from the side. The Elephant quick to spin around. The vision just so strong through the center of the map. The US team kind of falling off in terms of smoke with the Scott losses. More half-track deaths. Kind of missing that ingredient that could really assist them. Back in for a couple more hits. Engine crit on the Elephant, slowing it down. Taking some damage from the Priest now as well. And knocks out a Pyro. Good damage from the Priest. This Panzer IV somehow still alive though. Real thorn in the side. Oh my god, NiteNite, he's gone for a Priest. Maybe he doesn't know that his teammates already got double Priests, but I feel like 3 is probably a bit too much considering the rest of the army compositions. NiteNite has generally been pretty successful with this priest, but I don't know. Here comes the walking Stuka again. Targeting vehicles almost. Doesn't get the engine crit. He's down the center, maybe to the priest.
Armour here.
Got a Panther now for Teitoku though. Pushes in on the Jackson. I feel like with triple Shermans he probably could have killed this Panzer IV by now. And just overwhelmed 130th on his side of the map. We'll see. Maybe the priest will get some major work done. Okay, we've got the planes ready to go for 130th again. A bit of a dive, but Shermans get off to a bad start there, bouncing all their shots. Bit of a crush maneuver though from the Shermans as they peel off. Threatening the infantry. Here comes the recon plane, about to be the sector assault following that shortly. Pervitin still hasn't managed to save up enough for the anti-air half-track. And out the back here, these priests could be in some big trouble. There's some room at the far back corner of the base. Ooh, and the priest survives. Okay. Don't worry about the ambo next though. Couple Shermans over here getting some work done. Trying to go for the cap. The kitten's coming in. Shermans could be in some trouble now. Bit of a hang up on the... What was that? Sherman trying to get away. But the Panzer IV refuses to miss. Knocks that out. Get 3 Sherman coming in. Panzer IV though might be committing too hard. Will it survive one more shot? Well, it definitely does if it bounces it. Comes the walking Stuka to follow that up. A lot of units picked back here. Oh, catches the ambo with that one. Just so much carnage through the center. That Brumbeer denying any chance of capping there. 58 VPs left. Jaeger Light's dead over here though to the Scott. That's something. Okay, the double priests gonna do some long range barrages from the safety of the rear of the base. A lot of scatter from back there, but might work out with these barrages into the center. A few units there from the Axis. Another Panzer IV in the build for 130th. Okay, there we go. Pretty good hit. Drops a few pyres. Going to slow the repairs. Sherman over here struggling with the Panzer IV. The Jackson just over there idle. Needs his teammates' assistance. Panzer IV is a monster. Same amount of kills as the Brumbeer, I think. Sherman comes in for a shot. Jackson finally switching sides. For a nice clean path to escape, and got the Rakit in there to back it up just in case as well. Target drops somewhere. Can't see the smoke. Okay, on the bunker out the back here. Jackson meanwhile getting quite a few good hits in. Kitten getting revealed and retreating. Jackson staying in with the big hits. Trying to get out of there. The bunker does go down. Jackson a little bit slow on the chase. Maybe going to lose vision of the Panzer IV for the kill shot. Unfortunate there for Pervitin. That time on target over here, I think. Just trying to stop the Grenadiers charging through the center. Could catch the Brumbier actually with this. Oh, not quite where the smoke was on our screen. Further back, doesn't take too much from that. And the squad of riflemen died to the rebuilt flak base, covering that VP. Panzer IV coming through. Popping the blitz, will have pretty good reload. Jackson maybe going to back off. Needs one more. And he gets it. The Panzer IV finally goes down. Oh, double LMG overs though. That could be nasty. Jackson trying to soften up the Schwer, but here comes the Panther. Jackson quite low on health. Will survive one shot though. Sherman switched over to high explosive though. Soaking the damage for the moment, but the Allies under strength in terms of anti-tank. Could easily get overwhelmed by that Panther. The Axis have branched out to the far VP as well. Plane up in the air. Jackson trying to go for the base again, but I think it's just too risky on this low amount of health. Dropping the time on target. Pervitin trying to get the kill on that. Jackson backing away. Panther and Hopper shoot. He's vested up as well. Could pop the blitz, but a little bit slow. Oh, it does take out the Schwer at least. Okay, worked out for Pervitin. Back over here to Cap. Axis are ahead on the VPs now though. Another Jackson for Pervitin. Understandable. Shooting on high explosive there. Okay, finally NiteNite switches over to the Jackson. And with that, these guys are a random team. Pervitin probably could go for the anti-air half-track. Maybe they're not communicating what they're building next. Jumps back in, trying to dodge this walking Stuka. Does so. Priest gets very low. Does have re-echelon though, can repair that up. Okay, here we go. Recon plane in, but doesn't have the sector assault munis yet. Good news for the Allies. Okay, here come the double Jacksons, looking for an angle on the P4. Elephant finds the Scott. Sherman rolling through the center. No snare from Pervitin. I think he was in range of the Elephant. Slowing it down would have been very valuable. Getting some creeping barrages going here. Not hitting too much. Sherman coming in, but yeah, those Jacksons, they were just hiding around the corner. Missing their first shot. Okay, these Jacksons coming in from the other side. The Elephant's nearby. Panthers kind of rounded the corner. Jacksons might not have the right angle here for this. Coming in, connects. Double Jackson's from the side, but the Elephant's there, misses its shot. Captain has to back out, and so do the Jacksons. Okay, time on target dropped down on the observation post, but it backs out of there quite quickly. Priest, though, continuing to hammer away. Oh, there goes the ambo. And here come the anti-tank planes. Close call, but everything's surviving. And the recon plane's still got 30 seconds left. Can back out and get away from this. Okay, jumping out, but he's going to leave his priest back here, and that's probably going to go down to the next attack pass. Panzer IV coming in. Sherman's in some trouble. Still on high explosive on the front lines. Allies are in disarray. Let's target the Sherman. Probably getting off lightly. I think the Panzer IV is going to kill that anyway. Could have killed the Priest and might still come in for one last pass on the Priest. Plane has worn off though. Looks like he might get off slightly easy. Maybe the Jackson's about to take some. I don't know if they got spotted right on the edge there. Doesn't look like it.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready. We just gained the backward sea level. Ground towers now spread out. Reinforcements in. Welcome to the death pack. Back full strength.
Double Priest's way off to the side here, going for some barrages. Doing alright. Axis with the stranglehold on the VPs, and it's about to get even tighter with the King Tiger on the field now for 130th. I honestly think what the Allies need to do now is just to come in for an all-in double team on this right-hand side of the map. Here we go, Sherman getting in here. Grenadier goes down. Don't know what the Sherman's up to. The double Jackson's coming back in. Panther with the support now. One more shot. Oh, the Priest takes it out. Panther now could be in some trouble as well. Sherman getting some hits in. Jackson, I think he needs 2 more shots to kill the Panther. Might not be able to get it done. Panzer IV blitzing in, going for the Jackson kill, but Jackson misses a crucial shot there. Panzer IV keeps hitting. Doesn't really have anywhere to go. The King Tiger just rolling through the center during all that. And the Panzer IV with the excellent rate of fire from the combat blitz. That goes down. Time on target knocks out the Raketin at least. They knocked out the Elephant, but at what cost? Is that 2 Jacksons? Sherman? Don't know if that was worth it in the end. And the Allies just unable to get any drain going at all. Brumbier just locking him out of the center constantly. Oh my god, the walking Stuka knocking out the Priest there. Nasty connection. Tiger back up to full strength. Looking to close the show here. Rebuild on the Jackson for Pervitin. One good bit of news for the Allies is that the Axis low on munitions, not very close to another sector assault. How is this Jackson not firing right now? Surely it's in range. Must have been just out of range by like 2. Oh, a bit of a base inspection. Panzer IV coming in for the ambo kill again. It might be the 3rd ambo for NiteNite. The King Tiger rolling in. NiteNite's going to throw in the towel there.
We've dropped to 100 points.
Jackson doing its best. Fresh Sherman coming in. But yeah, with the blitz rate of fire, the Panzer IV just overwhelming the Jackson. Couldn't use his range advantage. The Panther coming in now. Sherman though, with the fresh Jackson from Pervitin looking for the King Tiger kill. One more hit. Bounce. 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 Oh, you hate to see it. If you're in it. We'll just close it there. That engagement could have gone completely differently if the King Tiger didn't bounce 4 shots in a row there, but oh well. Yeah, very frustrating, but frustrating to watch this game. I think NiteNite, you know, instead of going for the 3rd Sherman, looking for the overwhelm on 130th, who was very vulnerable at that stage of the game, had 1 Panzer IV, 1 Raketen. Don't know if he even had the Shrek on his sternpire at that stage. Could easily have overwhelmed, done massive damage on this side of the map. Instead went for the priest, went for the attrition, and didn't really work out in the end. In the first place, though, instead of going for double Shermans, that 2nd Sherman probably should have been a Jackson and would have just completely blasted that Panzer IV. Not this one, but the other one that got to about 60 kills way earlier. Would have had much more success. And Pervitin, what is he doing? Why didn't he build an anti-air half-track the entire game? Recon plane plus sector assault just killed like 4 priests or something. Just so many vehicles. It's really terrible that he never built anti-air. But, you know, it's pretty solid play from the Axis overall. You know, just the Brumbeer, very, very powerful with the Elephant on this map, combining well. Allies did a pretty good job with the smokes in the early stages, but that kind of fell off in the late game. And lacking a bit of coordination as well on the unit construction. Decent attempt at killing the Elephant in the center, but just lost a little bit too much. Ended up not being worthwhile. The Axis really reigning supreme in the late game. Allies just continuously losing their infantry and really struggling to recover from that. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like good games to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.